second. Okay, guys, we are recording. I am so fired up and excited about today's episode. Let's talk about it. Guys, welcome to the show today. This is day 29. Oh my goodness, the days are going so fast. I'm so excited about today because you guys have been hounding me down to get this gentleman back on to help those of you who are thinking about starting a podcast. He gave some really, really valuable tools back on a couple of weeks ago. So if you didn't hear that one, you can check it out. It's already uploaded on YouTube. You can go there. But it is my pleasure and my honor to be bringing back Mr. Patric Peter. Mr. Patric Peter, he is the CEO of Patric Peter's production company. He's an audio-visual engineer and producer. Ladies and gentlemen, I say he's a creative genius and a podcast master. I'm so excited to have him on today. We're going to be doing, you got a few of you sent in some questions you wanted answered. So I am so elated to share with the stage here with my really good friend and mentor here when it comes to doing things online. So I'm going to stop sharing so you guys can see his beautiful face. Mr. Patric Peter, here he is. Hello,
everybody.
How are you, Patric?
I'm doing really great, and I'm happy to be back. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad everybody wanted to continue the journey of creating a podcast.
Yes, everybody got excited about that. They said, let me know when we were going back live again about this podcast. They want to dig their feet into it. But for those that didn't get to catch the first show, let's get a little bit about your back. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your background, how you got started in this creative genius industry that you're in. Just give them a little bit about your background, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Prashanta. Well, like you said, I'm Patrick, and I am a technical geek. I am very blessed that I was first born to a photographer. You know, back in the days where it was only like film and chemistry, nothing digital yet. So I learned from the traditional way to do a lot of visual storytelling. And then as technology progressed and my father moved on to not just still pictures, but moving images, video, right, and film, uh, I was growing along with him. And so I learned to also shoot video and edit video. And with that comes sound. So I became an audiovisual engineer. So I'm a filmmaker and I can also record and produce complete audio as far as voice and music.
Awesome. And also you have some your background. Also, you got into working with Apple. He is an Apple geek, by the way. I know for those of us that like our Androids, right? he is.
Sorry, guys, geek. iPhone over here.
Tell them a little bit about what you were doing with Apple.
Yeah, I'm an Apple geek broadcasting from an iPad Pro right now. To all of you guys, that's correct, Mashanda. Once I graduated St. Peter's University, a Jesuit university, you know, I'm a Catholic. I went to the U.S. Army, and from there, once I became a civilian again, I was recruited by Apple to open the Fifth Avenue flagship in New York City, which is where I'm from, born and raised in Manhattan. So there's two pieces of the Apple store. When you go, usually people go to get their computers repaired or their devices taken a look at. That's the Genius bar, right? Those are the tech geeks that repair things. But I was on the other side. I was on the creative side. It's called the studio. It looks just like the Genius bar. But this is where the people who were excited to learn how to use a Mac and learn how to create on a Mac came to. So they came to me for tutoring, for lessons, and for help along their projects. And we would spend the whole night editing in Final Cut Pro, or me teaching them, either the professional like Logic Pro sound software, or the amateur, which is GarageBand. So I'm thinking for our audience here, when we do our lessons, because you said you're going to invite me to continue teaching them. If we do get to come back the next time, I will show them how to edit audio into their podcast. Today, I thought we would show them after we do the Q&A, because I would like to see the questions first before we go into the teaching mode. I would just like to show them how to set up their Anchor account and revisit what we kind of talked about in the last episode.
Awesome. Well, guys, you couldn't hear from anybody better. I will tell you, and I'll let him tell you, he has worked with some of the biggest names out there and as far as event creating podcasts and whole series and putting on live events and things like that. he's worked with the best of the best, the top of the line. You could maybe share some of that experience, Patric, with our audience, because some of those might be thinking about getting into creating their own events and things like that.
Yeah, we produce live events and we staff them as well. You know, we coordinate all the aspects, front of house, back of house, crew, production, audio, visual, like lighting, everything, right? Even the syntax of the event. So in that, it's funny because in that photo that you put up at the beginning, where I'm like with my headsets and my, you know, my producer gear, if you look in the back, it says MGM Grand. That's the MGM Grand Arena, which is a 17,000 people arena in Vegas. And if you look at the shirt inside, it says like annual something something. Well, that is the Erica Marina GoPro big live event in December, which is the one that's for men and women, because Marina also run the women's GoPro. So that's an example of one of the names and one of the big arenas that I have worked at.
Awesome, awesome. And many of you met Miss Lauren LaHave. He has produced and done some things with her, helping her get her websites and things going back. So I really, we couldn't be hearing from a more accomplished individual tonight, and he's going to share some tools. I brought my notebook this time, and you guys can see I have my notebook here with me because he gave us some really good tips the last time, and I want to make sure that each and every one of you write down some of this stuff, because this is how you can take little bits and pieces and start to learn and create an incredible production. So I'm going to turn it over to you, sir. You can go ahead and share your screen. I know you want to talk about this really hot thing that you wanted us to get into called Anchor FM last time. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to shut my screen sharing down so that you can go ahead and share, sir.
Thank you. It's funny you said you had Lauren on the show. That's fantastic. I'm the one who helped her launch her Stay True podcast, you know.
That's awesome.
Okay. Screen and 1 second. Zoom is not letting me share my website, which is what I wanna share. Well, Marshanda, since I am on a remote location and I only have my iPad Pro tonight, and we did not rehearse this, guys, we're here live, really, we just showed up to serve. My iPad Pro doesn't let me share the screen, unfortunately. I don't know what is going on. Every time I tell it to let me share my browser, it's telling me no.
So here's what I could do. I could go to that site,
yeah, and
maybe
I can
give you remote access to my screen.
No. You could share your site and I'll just walk you through it like I would be walking a client. Share your web browser and I'll just walk you through it and people will see on the screen what you're doing. Share your screen if you don't mind. See, there's always a solution.
You got it. It's coming up here.
Yeah, just open any web browser page.
You got it. Okay.
Okay, and you can type Anchor FM instead of .com. And press enter. And you'll see it jumps right into podcaster.spotify.com, because in between the time that we recorded the last episode and this episode tonight, it was made official, the announcement that Anchor actually belongs to Spotify. Remember when I was talking about you can publish in the Big Four, and the Big Four are Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify? Well, guess what? It has become public since we had our last chat that Anchor is now part of Spotify, as you can see on that yellow bright banner at the beginning. So if you go all the way to the right, there's a middle button that says sign up, Marshanda. Please go ahead and click on there. To the right of your browser. There you go. Yes, ma'am. And it tells you which one best describes you. Are you wanting to start the podcast, or you already have one and want to move it to this platform to grow it further? So we're going to go from very beginning. Exactly. There you go. I want to start a podcast. And the signing up process is very simple. You just have to put your full name, an email address that you have not used to sign up for Anchor before.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, obviously, for reasons. So I'm going to pause my sharing while I put in my personal information, and then he'll, continue talking to you about that.
Yeah, like all we don't have to see is when you're putting the password. That's all we gotta not see. So you can stop sharing there. And then when you come back at the end of the form before you hit submit, so they can see what's going on. And while you're at it, guys, while you're in this web browser signing up, you also want to open a second tab on your browser and open up your email address that you are using to sign up with.
Well, it's
Because
interesting. It is taking my Spotify.
account that you already have.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know it's like it's very smart. The system already knows if you are signed up for it.
So should I use that password? Which I don't
Yeah,
even know what it is. Let's
yeah.
try it though.
Let's try it or hit reset password. But as you're doing that in the background, you want to have a second tab open or a second web browser open on your email address, guys, that you're going to be using to sign up with, because they're going to send you a confirmation email to verify your account. And before we can proceed with the Anchor slash Spotify account creation, we have to go ahead and click on verify before they let us continue. So as soon as Marshanda started putting in her private information and solving her password, um, then we'll go back to the live screen so that you can see. And in the meantime, if you're watching us live on Facebook, you can go ahead and put in the comments any questions that you have, because Marshanda on her end can actually see those, and I will be happy to answer them here on the live tonight if we can, if we
Okay,
have
you
time
can
for it.
see that I did get that email that he said, and it's here. Welcome to Spotify for podcasters. And it says confirm my email. So I'm going to go
You
ahead
have to click
and do that.
that first, correct? Yep.
I confirm my email here, and I'm hoping that you guys are seeing the screen is moving
Yeah,
with.
we're good. We're seeing you. It's just loading.
Okay,
It's taking a little
perfect,
bit.
perfect.
And this is exactly, leave the screen for a second, Marshanda. This is exactly what you guys are gonna see. You're gonna see the little envelope with the green check mark telling you that the email has been verified, your email account. So now you actually have an account with the email that you just verified and the password that you created. So please save that password and click back to episode. Yep, back to episode.
I did, and it didn't move. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. It's probably because you have that other Spotify window there. So you could go ahead and close this window. That's okay. See? Yep. Click the third tab. You can close that one on the little X, Marshanda, on the top. Yeah, perfect. And now let's pause, because again, we're trying to teach people who are not technical how to do it step by step. So it's asking you these questions. What would you like to do in our platform? Because they will actually customize it to your needs and teach you alongside with you creating your first episode. So if you want to learn more about podcasting and you check that one, they'll actually send you emails and tell you right on the page information about learning. If you want to just record right ahead, if you want to, your like third option, record an audio podcast, and you're ready to just speak and get your first episode out, you can get ahead and click that third bullet right there. If you want to do a video podcast, which is audio and visual, you can go ahead and create that as well, because if you have access to a webcam on your laptop where you sign up, on your tablet where you sign up, on your desktop, it doesn't matter the device. If you actually have a camera available, then it will facilitate for you creating a video podcast instead of just an audio only podcast. And if you have already pre-recorded some sessions before you created the account, if you were so brave to follow along with us last time, we told you go ahead and grab your phone and start recording. If you have some of those recorded on your phone, you can actually go ahead and check the upload pre-recorded episodes. So this is exactly what we're trying to tell you. And because we said for beginners, I'm not even reading that last option. But if you already have your podcast on another platform, you can go ahead and switch, click the last one that says switch to Spotify for podcasters if you already have an existing podcast. So hopefully I did not speak too fast because I get excited and we kind of discussed what the screen is about. You could go ahead,
You did
Marshanda.
perfect. I'm gonna go with the upload one to save some time. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. You already have a file that we can upload tonight, or you want to just do a
Yeah, I
little
can
quick
upload one of
recording?
these the 30-day things, right?
Cool. Yeah, if you want to.
Or did you want us to create from scratch? I'm
Well,
following
because
your lead.
the thing is, like, if you upload, it's gonna, depending on the speed of the internet where you're at, it might take a while, and we don't want to be lagging on something or kill something mid upload. So
Okay,
let's go
so
with record a podcast just so we can show them what to do, like really quick, few lines, and
video
then we
or
can
audio?
just let's go for audio now. Let's keep it simple.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, guys. We're doing this together.
Okay, so now it tells you got it. Welcome to Anchor. So even though it says Spotify on the top now, it's still Anchor FM. Same thing we discussed the last time. Okay, go ahead. And now you see the timeline. It tells you very simply, hey, welcome. Here's what happens next. Make your first episode. If you're ready, it's tell you. If you're not ready yet, you can make a short trailer, you know? But if you're ready, go ahead and set up the podcast. So Marshanda, go ahead and click on set up the podcast. So you need to give your show a name. And we discussed the importance of a name last time, but let's review, let's recap. We want to pick a name that speaks to the audience needs. In other words, why will they tune into the show? And you don't want it to be too long, but you do want it to be catchy and memorable. Remember when Apple computers stopped calling things Macintosh and fancy names, but started to call it phone, iPhone, right? And messages. Like Marshanda show right here that we're on, it's called Let's Talk About It because that's what she loves. She loves discussing things that are hot topics and up to date. So make sure that yeah, Marshanda, that's good. Learn podcast making.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Learn podcast making. See, 3 words. Because you were gonna say learn to make your
Wait a
podcast.
minute, because I want to try to make this an outline for something that people hear. My audience, we're into like passive income. So I want to say something like, I want to make your smartphone make you money. That's what I want to say. I want to say, how can I say that?
So so mobile money making secrets. And you see, that's just off the top of my mind. That's what happens when you're with a marketer. Kind of catchy and kind of tells you what it is, you know, making money on your mobile.
Nobody calls it a mobile.
Well,
Should we
what do you
say
want to?
smartphone money making secrets?
Okay, if you want to call it smartphone, I just love alliteration. So mobile money making secrets is like mobile, you're on the go, you know, you're like moving around, and it's alliteration, so it's catchy.
Okay,
People will
we'll keep
remember
it. Okay.
It's just marketing, you know. And then here's where it gets juicy. This is where you want to have the actual keyword. So here's where you say, interested in learning how to make money from your cell phone? Question mark, because that's the hook, right? So now you're calling out your audience. If they're not interested in learning how to make money from their from their cell phone, then this is not the audience, right? This is not the podcast for you.
Okay. Got it.
Question mark. And now then I have a show for you. You know, then we are the show for you, something like that. Then you want to call yourself the solution to their question, you know, the answer to their problem. I wouldn't say must watch shows. I would say we are the show for you. Then we are the show for you. Yeah, because it's a direct command, you know. If you identify this kind of person, then this is it. And now you get really key into the SEO, search engine optimization. And this is where you put the extra keywords. So
Okay, let's go
learn
with the
how,
keywords.
yeah, like passive. You don't need to put hashtags yet. We're still in paragraph form, but we want to incorporate as many of those key phrases. So it's you were saying passive income. So you need a sentence that mentions passive income. And it's even better if it's a longer sentence where you could put comma. If we will be discuss, you know, we interview the best in the fields of passive income creation, multi-level marketing, e-commerce, whatever you're going to be discussing. I'm just going off the top of my head. If you're really creating your podcast, Marshana, then go ahead and put some of your keywords. Don't make a claim though. Don't say earn passive income. Do not make a claim, because if they don't do the work, you can teach them, but if they don't do the work, they will never earn anything. So you have to say, we interview the best of the best in the fields of, and then blah blah blah, you know, keyword. In the following industries, you could say, and then
Hold
List
on.
all your
Just give
keywords.
me a
Yeah,
second to think.
I hear you. I'm just making sure that the audience is still with us. I can't have dead air. There's no such thing as dead air. You have to keep the audience engaged. So guys, exactly what you see how she's doing is what you must do. You need to think about your keywords and how to put it in an everyday sentence. Because let me give you an insight into what's happening in the industry at large, computing in the internet world, the digital world that we are living in. It's moving into voice command, artificial intelligence, and we're going to have more and more people, humans, learning how to prompt engineer, meaning learning how to speak to the artificial intelligence to co-create outputs, to co-create products and services. And you need to speak in everyday normal language. There's two things. There's NLP, which in the old world stood for neuro linguistic programming, but in the computing world, the now, the present, and the future, it stands for natural language programming. So it's just that the computers are going to be programmed to think, their algorithms are going to be programmed to think like humans speak. So in order for you to interact best, to grab that search engine, you want a keywords just like people
Okay,
say.
I'm done.
Beautiful, Marshanda. You want to read it out loud and give it to us from the beginning
All
with
right,
the
guys,
podcast
here it
name?
is. Interested in learning to make money from your cell phone? This is the show for you. We interview the best of the best leaders who create passive income streams. We will expose some of the hidden avenues for the average person to make income from home without having to recruit individuals. We will share secrets of the way, secret
The
ways of
secret
the
ways.
wealthy.
Yeah, the secret ways.
Yeah, I
For
think I was,
grammar.
yeah, there we go. Guys, this was not, as you can see, this was not made up. This is actually stuff that you have to put something out there. And here's the thing, like, here's what I've learned doing this 30 days, and this was my second 30-day live, is that people respect the fact that you're keeping your commitment and understand that sometimes it's not always going to be 100% polished the very first time you do something. And they can almost relate to you if they can relate to you learning as you go along, right? Your courage to do something outside of your comfort zone helps other people do the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. It helps other people have the courage to step up. So I'm putting myself out here. I'm saying this in front of I don't know how many thousands of people, but here we go. Let's rock and roll.
Here we go. So before we can
Category.
proceed, exactly. So you're gonna be in business and entrepreneurship, correct?
Entrepreneurship. There we go.
Yeah, business is the big category. Entrepreneurship is the subcategory.
Okay.
And you're gonna be discussing in English, so that's your language, and continue. So before you get trigger happy, I was gonna say, guys, remember,
I can go back.
you could no, it's okay. I'm just gonna talk to the people watching and listening. That you want to keep it simple, short, but very specific to the niche, meaning the audience that you want to engage with. That's all. So Marshanda,
right.
your
Excellent.
podcast is set up. Scroll down slowly to the next pieces of this timeline. Okay, so you see this part that says set up monetization and it says optional. If you click here, it's gonna enable people, listeners of your specific show to donate to you. And also it's gonna allow you to connect with brands so in your case, it would be other business and entrepreneurs, other businesses and entrepreneurs to be able to advertise and sponsor your show, to actually pay you money.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
want
to monetize that, guys. So we're gonna learn how to do all of that. I know that I only usually ask for a half an hour of Mr. Patrick Peters' time. So what I'm gonna suggest that we do, guys, is that we absolutely go through and continue this show. Going through it, but I need you guys to step up and do some of this for yourself so that you can have those questions. We can ask him on the next show. I did have a question. Is there something else that you would like for us to go through
Well, so
Patrick?
far you set up the account, you set up the name of your show, you set up the description of your show. You were about to learn about monetization, which it's been 30 minutes, so we can do this on the next part. Basically, this is ready to go and record right now. If you didn't want to monetize for whatever
What does the
reason,
get listeners part do?
exactly. This is what we tell you how to publish. You know how to as soon as you get play, we'll show you analytics. You know, as soon as you get a few listeners. So first is the monetization part, and then we actually got to record an episode and go ahead and publish into Spotify and all the other channels that we discussed before. That's how you get the listeners.
Oh, awesome,
Marshanda,
awesome. So we're
you can
actually
close.
almost really there, guys. I'm super, super excited. And if you need professional help with getting this going, uh, Patric Peters, he does have a production company that you can hire to help you to go step by step by step through this. And I'm gonna hire him, of course, because this is exactly what I need as we move forward and take our our live challenge to it was so funny. I was in Tennessee at my cousin's memorial, as most of you know, and one of the people there asked me, when I said I'm going to do this podcast, he said, "Oh, are you on Spotify? Are you on this, on that?" And I was like, "Ooh, not yet, but I'm getting there." And so I'm saying that to encourage each and every one of you that you just got to put one step in front of the other. But if you need really help with doing this, we are going to put his information again on this video in both Facebook, and of course, you guys know, one day later it is uploaded to YouTube. So you will have his information. You can feel free to reach out to him and get his guidance step by step. They're excellent, excellent, excellent. And they will also help you with like a lot of other things, not just, setting this podcast up, but really giving you direction on maybe if you're going to do a video, how to get your music and all those kind of things that you really want to start thinking about. And I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to hire him to help me get mine set up. So I really want to encourage each and every one of you guys to do the same. There's always such good knowledge. I mean, we actually had a hands-on tonight, and I'm super excited. Again, remember, this is anchor.fm that you're going to go to and start this part. And then we're going to pick this up. Maybe we should do this maybe every Friday, for a couple of Fridays. If that.
Yeah, Marshanda, if you don't mind, stop sharing the screen so we can see you again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I need
Yeah,
your video back on.
yeah. So, do you
Yeah,
think next Friday might work out for you?
yeah. I mean, unless I actually have a live event with a client, which the gigs come in on the schedule at the office, and then if that happens, we can actually go whenever I don't have a client. I wouldn't mind to go weekly, but it really depends because when the schedule is open, I never reject an event if I can go ahead and help serve someone.
Okay, that sounds great. And is there any parting words or any kind of homework you want to give to the audience that they need to do on tonight?
Yeah, the homework would be to go ahead and set up your account so that you can follow along with us next episode, and to have an idea for you. So here's the thing: set up your account, really get into your name and your keywords, right? Those, so account, show name, description with the keywords and the niche, right? So you can pick your category and be in the right place. And then an idea, a little bit of an outline for your first ever episode. Okay, because we're gonna learn about the monetizing and about getting the audience. And if we have time, we'll get into actually creating an episode, producing an episode. And in the meantime, if you have questions after you watch this, on the replay, you can leave comments on the thread here on Facebook or on the YouTube when it gets uploaded there. If you're watching us on the upload in the replay on YouTube, you can leave the comments here too with your questions or your specific challenges that you have encountered up until now in trying to create your podcast, so that I can actually help you specifically, each one of you watching out there.
You are such a blessing. You really are. I'm so fortunate to, God brought us together a long while ago
A
in our
long
Tony
time ago.
Robbins world, and
No,
then
Tony
back
Robbins world, I
together just
remember.
a few years ago. And
My goodness, we met
he's
in
like
London. We
he's like
didn't
a
even
brother for me from another mother. I mean, we're so, we're just in sync about serving people and helping. And he has the biggest heart, and I so appreciate that. And I know that it's going to come back to you, pressed down and runneth over. I assure you that, sir. So thank you so much for being on. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Marshall.
it, guys. This is Let's Talk About It. Guess what, guys? Tomorrow is day 30 of our 30-day challenge. I'm so excited. I am so excited. And then we'll be going to another format, which I will announce tomorrow. I do want to remind you guys of a couple of things. So let me go back to our screen share with our awesome picture of Mr. Patrick. All right. Thank you so much again. Awesome call tonight. Loved it. Want to remind you guys again about the Own Your Own Worth seminar coming up. It's going to be 2 days, fully packed, total immersion with all these ladies that you see here on the screen. It's about reclaiming your mind, your money, and your mission. That's coming up in a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to this URL and get your tickets. And if you'd like to win your ticket, I am doing a giveaway. As you can see here, you can win some tickets to come out to this. So all you need to do is to I'm giving away 2 tickets to the giveaway, to the event, as well as a third prize. So all you have to do is go either junior in video look or senior or silver in live good. So for those that are part of passive income team, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not yet a part of the passive income team, what are you waiting for? Creating 7 streams of income. That's what's up. Creating 7 streams of income. And ladies and gentlemen, here is how you can become a part of the passive income team. It's totally free. You can join us on our Telegram and learn about our 7 streams of income. And then you can enter into the prize. But again, if you want to go ahead and purchase your ticket for this event, please go to the tinyurl.com/own your own worth now. Again, sorry about that. Own your wealth worthnow.com. I mean, here, this is the tiny URL.
Tiny URL.
Oh my goodness, guys. A mouthful. That is a mouthful. And I told you, we talked about the individuals that are going to be speaking here. Is absolutely phenomenal. And that amazing video that we saw yesterday, does not matter how young or how old you are. You're never, ever too old to own your wealth, your worth. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for joining us on today. Please join us on a passive income team. Like this video, share it with others. We're going to get him back here again on Let's Talk About It to hear another. I want to hear about everybody who's out there creating their podcast and having a lot of success. Guys, we are going to be moving and grooving as we continue 2023 because this is your time to shine. Have an awesome day, everyone. Thank you so much, Patrick. Love you.
Yeah, well,
love you.
bye, guys. See you
Alrighty.
next time.
Bye-bye.